Hey, my loves, welcome back to our channel. Thank you so much for joining me again. We are back with my handsome honey, Joe. He done came through and came on into the closet, and we are here to talk about episode 3 of Married at First Sight.
That's right.
Right? So this episode is called
It's Not the First Time.
It's Not the First Time. And we pick up after episode 2 with Amelia and Bennett and Christina and Henry. Those are the last 2 couples to get married.
Yeah.
Right? So I want to really dig into Christina and Henry because I feel like Amelia and Bennett will end on a light note with them, okay?
Yeah.
So Christina and Henry are, to us, I think, the more forgettable.
Yeah, they're boring.
Of all
they're
the
both
couples.
super boring.
But I think something big is about to happen with them. Like, I think that it's not as boring as we think it is.
I don't know.
You not sure?
No.
So we get that Christina is like super excited, super high strung about getting married, but she does come off a bit nasty sometimes.
Yeah.
And like that's really,
She comes off super nasty and like short with like everybody, it seems like, all the time though. Even, you know what I'm saying, like even when she was at the party, the bachelorette party, and they were dancing, she was like so like she was just so like beside herself that people were like having a good time. Like it didn't make any sense. Like nobody. This was before even the strippers and everything came in. She was just like,
this is not my idea.
Yeah, it was whack.
Yeah, she was. She did give us a little bit of hoity-toity, but I want to give her the benefit of the doubt because I think more than anybody, I think more than most of them, she's really into the process. Because when
she's committed to the process.
She's committed to the process.
Yeah.
Because when she saw Henry, who is the definition of a Republican, like I'm not sure he a Republican.
He looked like he running for office for sure.
But he's for certain a Republican.
Yeah.
Like I'm not sure, but we sure.
Yeah.
We sure. And when she saw him, you could tell she wasn't all the way like. You know what I mean? Like, this it?
But you could tell he kind of felt the same way because
he did.
He was just like, he didn't say anything.
He didn't even tell her she looks beautiful. Like, like, this is your wedding day. You see your wife for the first time, whoever she may be. You say, wow, like.
But I think that the other guy's natural reaction to meeting their wives for the first time
was
wow.
reaction.
Like I feel like that was their natural reaction. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like when Woody saw Amani, he was just like, "Yo, she's stunning," and literally just was going with it. Because I think they're all nervous.
Yeah,
and they're all super like just going with the flow, as you know.
But I think that what they did is put 2 madly awkward human beings together. But they're awkward in 2 very different ways. Like, whereas, like, Christina might be awkward in a way where she doesn't want to do the things that she doesn't want to do. And she doesn't want to be in spaces that she doesn't want to be in. And she'll throw a fit or whatever. We can call that, like, only child syndrome. Because that's what she gives me. Right. I don't want to do it because I don't want to do it.
Right.
Let's throw a temper tantrum, roll on the floor. That's what she gives me. Now, Henry, on the other hand, is just the sheer definition of, like, socially awkward.
Yeah.
Very white Wonder Bread.
Super plain white bread, vanilla, like, it's nothing to him. That's why I think they messed up with this. Because my thing is, you can't put 2 introverts with each other. Like, you can't put and I feel like they should have put him with somebody that was super outgoing, super bubbly, because for the first couple hours of their existence, they were just sitting at the table like.
But let me say this though.
No. Let's tell people how they were sitting. How awkward is that? That was awkward for me, and I was doing it. Like that's super awkward.
Well, this is my thing about Henry, though. I think Henry is an onion, okay? Henry is layered. Let me tell you what let me tell you what I don't like about Henry, okay? Because I was about to go in, right? Literally a Shannon Sharp moment. But Henry has beautiful women all around him. Not to say that you won't have beautiful women around you, right?
Beautiful, inappropriate women. They have no respect. They could give less.
And let me tell you where I applaud Christina, okay? Because the spirit that came over me when the John walked up to her and was talking about, isn't he so hot?
Oh,
isn't
yeah.
he so gorgeous? The idea that she wasn't like, it wasn't like snatch or throw on the ground.
She not about
like,
that. She a lame, so the most she was going to say was, okay. Like, you
she
know what I'm saying?
very
like,
much like, oh my God, he is hot.
Even if she wanted to, even if she wanted to snatch some wigs, like, it wasn't happening because she just don't have the, and
or maybe she didn't notice it.
No,
but let me tell you what that
she
says
just not
to
about
me.
that life.
But what that says to me about him is that he is, one, he keeps these women around for his self-esteem. It's not up for debate. Because two of them he's dated. Okay? Went on a date with.
Also super
all
weird.
that. Very weird. Like, I'm not saying that you can't be friends with your exes, but still. Are y'all friends with your exes? Let me know. Because I'm curious. I'm curious to know that. But, like, I'm not saying that you can't be friends with your ex. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm saying that if you have a pattern of being around people who have seen your ecstasy face after the fact, that's weird.
It's super weird.
You collecting people? Like, that's weird. If y'all ever thought that, oh, we gonna go on a date and then you decide, well, we weren't even feeling each other, we just decided to be friends, that's not a friendship that you need to have.
Yeah, like,
it's just not. I mean, like, moving forward into a marriage, I don't see how that.
I'm about to say, it's one thing.
You can have it.
It's one thing if you are single.
Right.
And you're friends with your ex. Because let's be clear, like, you're in a relationship, you married, it's not okay for you to be friends with your ex. And he was at his wedding and his ex was at the sweetheart table.
How many of y'all married and friends with your ex? I'm curious.
Literally, she's at the sweetheart table, like, being super drunk and handsy.
But being, like territorial.
Yeah.
Why would you... I judge women who go through this process. How... The nerve... As you sit up there single, you ain't got no mammy, man. You ain't even got an imaginary man. Where's Drop Dead Fred at looking for you, sis?
Yeah.
He ain't. So my thing is, like, the nerve of you to sit up there and be talking mess as if, like, you got prospects.
Right.
You still swiping left.
Yeah, it was weird.
Or whatever y'all swiping, I don't know.
Yeah. it was weird.
I don't know.
It was super weird. And then for both of them, the other girl to get on the confessional and say, well, he in a relationship, but I don't acknowledge it. Like, what? And that's supposed to be like...
That to me shows that without them even knowing. That to me is such organic drama. It's no way. Like, it's like the idea of it. Like, the literal idea of it just, like, gives me a tinge. We might jump off this and have an argument. Just because I got to remind the mother jumper who I am. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you gotta shock them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's still in here. But, like, in real life, I just think that is something that's, like, really severely inappropriate. And it's really fascinating to me that they don't get down or lay down as friends. Like, if that's your friend, they would be down with the process with you.
Well, that's the thing. Like, they're not legitimate friends. They're just like situationships. They're like entanglements, it seems like to me.
Absolutely.
Like, for both of them to be, one of them to be talking about how hot he is, the other one that had slept with him, the other one to talk about how she just don't acknowledge the relationship. Like, this is, but as a man, why would you want this drama in your life? I don't understand it. Like,
because to him,
why?
Because to him, it's not the act of drama. It's more the idea that it boosts his self-esteem. It literally, like, we gotta stop acting like men don't keep women around just because it does something for their ego. That's a thing.
He also, I think, was single for the past 4 or 5 years. So he has yet to experience the drama. So I think we got to give him that too. Because this is not purely about self-esteem. Like, this is somebody being completely airheaded about their life.
I know what I mean? First of all, we got to stop. People need to take more ownership of their actions. I am so over people trying to absolve themselves of the shit they do. No, you did it because you knew what you was doing. But you going to come over here and tell me like, oh, well, we were just friends. I was just hanging out because I was single enough that. You knew that you was keeping this person around because you wanted some pom-pom and a lockbox. You're not slick. Like, you're not.
I don't think he's sleeping with him, though.
I think that,
Now.
I don't think, but that doesn't absolve him of the egotistical nature of it all.
No, right. I'm talking about the drama. I'm saying, like, he
might not have had any drama.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying, for you to do this, you must don't have any experience or you, when you touch the stove, you don't touch it again because you remember how hot it was when you touched it.
True.
Okay?
True.
I'm saying him not being in a relationship for this long or however long it was, and him be thrown into a wedding, he acting like a single guy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, it's no way I would just be around 5 of my exes just living my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
also, can we talk about his dad? Who is, like, obviously has emotionally abused him.
His dad is comic relief.
No, his dad literally just went up there and said their son was a mooch.
Yeah.
And they're like, he don't do nothing but use his mother's card, to do stuff for his mother.
Yeah.
After doing stuff. Like, it was just mad uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But it was good to see, because you don't, unlike the other couples, you feel like you get like you can understand who they are. And something about Henry is really, he's still an enigma.
It's just,
like, who is he? Who is he? Like,
is
you know
he?
what I mean? Where does he come from? Who is he kind of situation? And I think that's why I kind of like seeing his dad, even though the dad has it's not up for debate. A lot of the reason why he is the way he is because his dad has been teasing him since the day.
And his brothers.
Okay.
And I think, the dad and the brothers, I think, have a lot to do with it.
It's not even up for debate.
I need more. When the video camera is on Henry and Christina, I need as much as his dad as I can get, because I am bored to tears watching them. It's just not enough. They can't play. How many more cricket little, you know what I'm saying, sound effects can they play?
Not
while
cricket.
that's all it is. It's just like, how many more times can they play it while Christina and Henry is on the screen?
Right. Well, we done milked 11 minutes out of them, so we can move on. But in Trail Life.
Yeah.
But I wanted to talk about the moment with Woody and Amani and his Woody was speaking to her dads. So Amani has 2 dads. She has her stepdad and obviously her biological father. And Woody does not have a relationship with his father currently. And just to see that moment and see how important it is for young men to have somebody that they can call, somebody that'll understand, like, you know what I mean? And even her stepfather to say, like, look, we've been married, like,
that was
so
cool.
we know what you're getting into, like that. I thought that was cool.
I like that. I just didn't like the Macho Man moment thing that they had to start it off with, and I hate when dudes do that. And I feel like only black people do that to each other. It just annoys me to the core. Like, you get around somebody that and they doing the, well, you know, it's 2 of us here. They doing all this corny, like, it was so corny to me. But they made up for it when they came back around and said, look, but you can call us. We both married men.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like, I don't.
But lead with that. You know what I mean?
But I do think it's important to establish an understanding of the relationships. Like, we not
No, threatening somebody is not establishing anything.
I didn't think that's what.
But that's what people do. I'm telling you, that's what people do. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Not
like,
what people do.
And that's kind of what they was. You know what I'm saying? That's how they. And then they tried to like laugh it up, like, ha ha ha, you ain't gonna do nothing, bro. Calm down. You know what I'm saying? Like, just go ahead and say, you know what, son? We're gonna give you a chance. You can call. Like, just lead with what you know what I'm saying? Because you guys are cultivating. Y'all don't know him from Adam.
Absolutely.
You guys are cultivating a relationship. So I think they should have led with that. But I do like them. The one dad can't stop smiling, and I like him just because of that. Like, he just a smiley bull. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, so.
But I really do like Woody and Amani, and I'm super rooting for them.
So I got them in the lead. They are my favorite couple so far. I think their chemistry is already hitting on all cylinders.
Do you think
I like how they look at each other.
But Woody also gives me somebody who for everybody.
I can't dispute that.
Yeah. Woody gives me, like, you know what I mean? Like, he would have had chemistry with the broomstick. Judging
from the testimony of his friends, that was his reputation.
I think that he could cultivate, and let's be clear, I think part of that is relatively good in a relationship, that you're able to be a little bit more amiable and build the chemistry and help it along, and I don't see anything wrong with that. Like, let's be clear. But
the thing,
on the other hand, it's like you want it to be genuine.
Yeah, is
it genuine?
The thing is, I think them
I think she's genuine.
As a couple, I think them as a couple is genuine. Like, I think whatever he's giving her, she's giving it back. You know what I'm saying? So it makes it together to me when they're vibing together, and just the chemistry that they have together on camera seems genuine because it seems like genuine to them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he's really into her, and I feel like she's really into him. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's just playing off of her because she's giving it back. Because he also said, like, hey, if she want to go there tonight, I'm down. But if she's not, I'm also down.
Can we talk about this? Pause. Let's pause for the cause. So they end this episode with everybody going to the respective hotel rooms together. They're finally alone. Do you think it's inappropriate? Or do you think it's appropriate? Is it celebratory to consummate your marriage even though you don't know the person? You just met them. It's weird. Like, I never met a human being in my life that I, like, saw and I was like, you the one is going down tonight.
Except for me.
Never. Like, never. Like, I'm thinking in my mind, like, and you might have, like, seen somebody from afar and you be like, it's going down. But never.
It's weird. It's weird because
not in a bad way, but I do believe in, like, be you.
It's gonna be weird because you don't know that. Like, whatever, you can show them the marriage certificate. You can look at the rings on your finger. But at the end of the day, the reality is you just met this person an hour ago. Yeah. So I'm not. But
I'm saying,
like, I'm not mad at.
Let the chemistry flow.
I think it's okay if they get there just from vibing with each other. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if Woody and Imani is.
I would be surprised.
You know, I wouldn't.
Not because I think, not in a bad way, not in a way that I think like, oh, she's such a prude or whatever.
I wouldn't be surprised just because of the chemistry they have.
I think that I would be surprised because I think that she would want to. I don't know. I look at sexuality two completely different ways, right? So if you know me, you my girlfriend, and you out there and you running down on them, you know me, I'm the cheerleader. I'm be out there right behind you, sis. You gonna be back, and I'm be like, yes, girl, get it. Show me the pictures. Let me see, right? But on the other hand, I'm also like, you don't have to indulge everybody and everything, right? Like, I do feel both ways about it, so that's why I'm kind of like conflicted. Like, would you? And
I think they're conflicted. I think they're thinking like, technically, is this okay? Yes, because it's my husband, it's my wife. Right. But at the same time, they like, I still can't remember. The one John couldn't remember her husband's name in the confessional. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
and you know who for sure we know not gonna get it in?
Christina and Henry. No,
Miles and Karen. Okay.
Oh,
Karen,
yeah,
I think Karen, I don't want to call Karen fake. I think that Karen is really clear about who she presents herself as. She has a representative. We all do, right? And I think that she leads with that. And I think that she was saying a lot in the confessionals, like, oh, he's handsome. Like, the more I talk to him, the more I feel comfortable. And for some odd reason, I don't believe that to be true. Now, I'm not sure. I don't know what's going to happen later on in the season. But something just seems like, not like she's going through with the process, but she doesn't want to be that person.
I think she is going through with the process. I think she's going through the motions. I think she was going to leave if somebody from production didn't step in that bathroom in day one and say, listen, gather yourself, sis. I know you're nervous and I know you're hysterical right now, but you signed a contract and we will sue the pants off you if you don't do the rest of these episodes. So I think she is going through the motions. I think she's off of Miles. I think she checked out before she even got to the altar to me.
You remember the last season? It was I don't know if you guys have watched the last season. If so, bust down with these names. It was the girl that was a virgin and the handsome guy.
Oh,
this is it's giving me that vibe.
Yeah,
it's giving me we about to be having a struggle with intimacy.
It's gonna be a struggle.
We're about to have a struggle with communication. That's what I'm doing. I'm not a matchmaker. I only got 2 girlfriends that's getting married. Who am I? I'm an expert, though.
Oh,
okay. So, you know what I mean? I am an expert. I'm trying to tell you, I already feel like it's like,
I'm nervous for Miles because I feel like he's genuinely into this process, and I feel like he's genuinely into her
Miles
already.
Is another one. Miles would love the cup.
I feel like But I feel like Miles is gonna get his feelings hurt. That's why I'm nervous for Miles, because I feel like he's genuinely into her, and I feel like
he is.
I feel like he's super open to this process. He's making himself vulnerable, and she's not all the way being real. You know what I'm saying? Like, she lied to him from the first day when she said, "Well, yeah, somebody told me it was you," and I was like, "Okay, I ain't like." It was like,
be honest.
No, you snapped out and said, "I'm about to leave. I don't think I can do this. He's not my type."
And he's gonna watch this back
and be like, "You lied, legit." Like, you know what I'm saying? But so that's why I'm like, that makes me nervous.
Not what I didn't like. Because did y'all see the moment when Miles' mom and dad was talking to Karen, and first of all, Karen looked checked out then too. Yeah. Not to say you're supposed to be hype about people's parents, but you should. I am of the belief, and this is a personal thing, that you should receive them with as much warmth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like,
because you want to build a rapport that this is a positive moment. These are positive situations. I want to have a positive relationship moving forward. At least that's just how I operate. But I'm a big hugger and all that stuff anyway. But
even just the energy she was giving them, like, you know what I mean?
Real
like,
flat.
That's all, yeah.
And the dad was trying. You could tell the dad was trying to be funny and everything like that. But the mom was all like, "Oh yeah, he called me twice a day." Let me tell you something. I am so over that. Like, you could be his mama, right? But when his wife come through with the come through, you pass these kids. You see, it's gonna be the wife. It's gonna be these kids, and then you all the way back there. We still love you though. Like, don't get it jacked up.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Y'all remember that joint? This is so topic. Y'all remember that joint when the guy went to go pick up his mom? And he was like, "Oh, can you let my mom get in the front seat?" And they got to an argument. I was like, "No, she got to get, like, we're picking you up."
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Pick mom up in the back seat. Slow down, mom. Like, you know what I mean?
Or let her decide to offer mom the front seat if she wants to. You
That's
know
what I'm saying. But like,
Karen wasn't really giving them the energy.
Is you his girlfriend?
Yeah, it was
weirdo.
Yeah, it was a lot.
It was a lot. But that was. I'm worried about Miles. We're going to pray on him, okay, y'all? Pray for Miles.
Yeah.
And we're going to move on to Brett and Olivia. Now, I love Olivia. I cannot get enough of Olivia. She is my spirit. I just think she's so deserving.
I think she's warm and bubbly.
Yeah. I want to hug her.
Olivia is almost the person that they should have gave Henry. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she just seems like she's the outgoing one. She's bubbly. She's warm. She's open to this process. And I feel like Brett is a dick. And Brett is going to end up hurting Olivia. I'm worried for Miles, and I'm worried for Olivia.
I'm worried for Miles, and I am worried for Olivia. But Olivia seemed like she about it. I think that as much as she's like a nice person,
yeah, she seems like she don't take no.
She got teeth for your feet.
Yeah, I do get that vibe. I mean?
I do get that. She gives me that vibe. She's super strong, and I love how like the brothers. Olivia got to speak with the brothers and Brett's brothers, and they were talking about how he's super sarcastic, and like you just gotta like weed through the sarcasm to get to the point because he's not forthright with his feelings.
Yeah,
and it's just like, I just hope she's up for the ride.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's going to be arduous and hard and tired and annoying and mad childish at times. And I'm nervous for Olivia.
Yeah, I'm nervous for her because I feel like she's a super nice person.
Yeah.
In general.
Like, even with Brett was talking to Olivia's friends, and they were asking him questions, and everything was like a joke. And it's like, bro, like, you just married a stranger. You don't have nothing serious to say. Like, this is not a game.
Right.
Like, he was like, well, I just signed a piece of paper to get in it. And it's like...
But I feel like that's his attitude and his approach to life in general. Like, that's just what I get from Brett. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. And Brett ain't got no money. That don't have nothing to do with nothing. I just want to throw that out there. That don't got nothing to do with nothing. But he said it, and I had to let the kids know. He ain't got no money. So it's like, whatever. Last but not least, is my favorite couple. Bennett and Amelia. Okay, so we leave the second episode not knowing how Bennett and Amelia knows each other.
Yeah.
And me and Joe were a little bit skeptical, or at least I was.
I was definitely skeptical.
I'm like, oh, shucks, they're going to hate each other. Like, what's the likelihood that you get these two ethereal beings together and then they hate each other?
But it was also the way they left that episode where, like, what was it? Bennett was just like, his whole demeanor changed. And from what we had saw about Bennett, like, Bennett he never was giving you that energy like, whatever. Like,
but he gives that energy in real life, though.
But he turned it at the end of that episode. He was like he kind of looked like, man, I don't know about this. It could have been the way they edited it, but that's why I was concerned. Like, wow, like what's going on? Because his whole vibe changed.
Yeah, but I do like that. So, full disclosure, Bennett and Amelia met.
Yeah.
A while ago at somebody's party, and she said they had a conversation about credit cards, right?
Yeah.
And she said, but they didn't have a bad conversation. It was like a cute, flirty conversation.
Yeah, she said she was feeling it.
Right. She was feeling it, and they just never spoke again. But then he said they met even a time prior to that with their friend Mary. So I believe this is 2 times. Because he was playing, he was in a band and he was playing and she was at the show.
Yeah.
But he happened to be in a relationship at the time. So he never thought nothing of it outside of like, this is a cool chick, whatever the case may be. So, if you are of the belief that I am, that the universe provides, I think that this is Amelia is somewhere, okay, charging her crystals, all right, and saying like, this was meant to be. She is literally like, if she's me, I was sitting there like, whoa.
Yeah,
I was blown away.
It's wild how it came back around again. That to me, if you sitting at the altar and you see her coming down the altar, you got to be thinking like, oh, this was destined to be. This was like ordained to be.
Perfect.
You know what I mean? And they're both the quirkiest, weirdest people that you could find and put together. Right. So it's like, I think they, next to Woody and Imani, for me, I think I'm favoring them to make it. Like, I think they're gonna be all right.
I think the biggest thing that these couples are gonna have to like, I think when you make a drastic change from being single and living single to being a full-time spouse, living spouse, married, it's a big transition. And I think that's going to be their hardest thing. And I think if they can stand clear of like, this is the issue, it's not really like us that's the issue, I really do think Bennett and Amelia going to win. I mean, not that it's like a winning thing, I think that they're going to be able to like stay together. Because I think that like at the end of the day, how often are you going to meet somebody like that?
And I think that's got to be the bottom line no matter what happens. Like, she could be getting on his nerves to the nth degree. He got to be like, I will never meet another weirdo chick like
this. She got nice bubbies. She pretty. She was the best dressed.
She looked amazing.
She did look the best. Birds.
And I didn't think she was going to look that great because she always was dressing like weirdo, you know what I'm saying?
But she had to hit.
But she still was killing every, like, she, even
but
with
these wasn't hit
the
up.
bird in her head.
These wasn't hit up.
Yeah, that was
hit your situation up. I mean, I get it.
Yeah,
I am woman, hear me roar.
I don't want to see you roar like that, though.
But that looked a little personal to me.
Yeah. But watch Bennett be so into it. Like,
but he said that. He was like, it's so liberating.
Yeah, he all that's why he got to stay with her.
They are hippies. I know. They're hippies.
Yeah.
And the idea, like, I really genuinely don't think, not that Bennett won't meet, she might meet somebody because this sounds so bad. She might meet somebody because she has a really endearing spirit. But I think that Bennett is somebody that needs to be set up. Because he just seems like he needs to be set up
because she a weirdo just like Bennett is a weirdo though. That's why she on the show.
Huh. Okay.
She
It
is.
could be something to that.
You know what I mean?
But I don't think that you have to be a weirdo to decide that you're gonna get married at first sight.
No. They're weirdos.
Oh, Bennett you mean in particular?
Bennett and Amelia. No. Bennett and Amelia are perfect.
I don't want to call them weirdos.
Let's call them something else. But you know,
they are fairies. They just we all know
what they call. You know what I mean? You can label it a fairy, a unicorn, or whatever.
I don't think they're weird.
They will call themselves weird. They did.
I think you're right.
They did. So it's okay. Like,
as a matter of fact, I just think you're right.
It's fine.
I just don't think
you just don't like the word, but it is what it is.
And I don't think that how they're living is weird. I think that
them and their individual beings are weird, and together they make the perfect weird couple, and that's okay.
They really do. So this is our second episode, their third,
yeah.
And I still have my money on Bennett and Amelia,
yeah,
and Woody and Imani.
Yeah.
I do not see, if it wasn't for Christina, I wouldn't see Christina and Henry making it all the way. But I'm gonna tell you why they're gonna make it all the way. It's all Christina. Period. It's gonna be all her. She's gonna be doing all the heavy lifting.
I think Christina is gonna run Henry to an early grave. Like, he's not staying.
Damn, the grave?
Yeah, he might die.
All right, well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. And I hope you guys are watching. So bust down. Tell us what your predictions are. It's the 3rd episode. Who you got your money on?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And I guess we'll see you guys later.
Peace.
Bye.